I guess, people are topics that we need to talk about. And Park and in Carl's but first, and yeah, bats and desert plants go hand in hand. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But yeah, so starting out for y'all's field notebook assignment. Actually, did anybody draw a sketch? And would you like to come up here and show the group and tell me what you saw and what you wrote? I don't know if my sketch is. Come on up, Davis.
All right.
Probably not big enough, but we can
Ian's cool. Okay, so I found this cliff face that was completely bare except for this one plant that was too far away for me to try to scan it to figure out what it was. It was this succulent kind of plant stuck on the wall 10 feet up in the air. And it was the only one there just on the bare rock face. And I noted that it was facing the west, so it was on the west side of the rock. And then it was on a sheer incline, and the plant had little thin, waxy leaves that were shaped like little stars. And my hypothesis was that maybe it was growing on that rock ledge to kind of escape some of the morning sun and only have to deal with some of the later afternoon sun.
Great. Does anyone else have any ideas about some of the adaptations that the plant Davis described might have? So growing on a rock face, yeah.
The waxy leaves can help prevent water from evaporating from them.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, go ahead, Maddie. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I do the same one, but I thought it might be spreading out more since it is only in the sun part of the day. So it soaks up more of it before it gets.
Yeah. What else runs off of? Yeah, so maybe I don't know, this is speculating, but I can imagine, there's lots of different, out here in the desert, that's really the big theme, right? It's how do we get water? And how do we keep water in the tissues so that we can continue surviving and reproducing? So, yeah, the waxy resinous leaves is something that I definitely wanted to point out. So, can anyone think of another example of a plant that maybe you've read about in the visitor center or has heard about that has the waxy leaves? That's very cool. Yeah, Sadie?
I don't know if these are waxy, but in one of my sketches, I sketched that big rock face that was by the buggy pond where we eat lunch, and I saw this plant growing out of the top of that face, and it had these really spiky, goldy flowering things.
Okay.
And they could have been waxy. Kind of far away, but it was really, really tall. And so spiky things, and I tried to peek it, and it said it was some sort of monotop.
Okay.
And so I also thought that because maybe it's waxy, maybe it's it has all those flowers, water in there,
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so the waxy leaves, definitely, a theme, right? So we see that in multiple different plants. Can anyone tell me what the term is when two different plants have the same adaptation? They're not related. They have the same adaptation to deal with disease. Yeah, convergent evolution. Some other examples of convergent evolution. Do y'all have your phones on you?
No.
Dead? So this is actually one of my favorite things to point out. So there are the cacti, right? Let's talk about cacti. What are some of the adaptations cacti have for dealing with life? Yeah. get water? What is it to get? Yeah. Yeah, but similar, but it does have to do with water because C3 and C4 plants, their stomata open during the day. And so here in the desert, it's hot, dry, so you don't want to lose, you want to, as you can, keep as much water as possible, right? So what they do is this amazing process where they get the CO2 and they concentrate it in a specific part of their plant. And then during the daytime when there's light, because we need light for photosynthesis, they then transfer that back into the area of the cell. It's great. Explain it in a really simplified way, but that's the basics. So opening the stomata at night to get the CO2, and then transferring that into the chloroplast to do photosynthesis. Yeah. What else? What else do cacti do? What else?
A lot of them have like a cocktail exterior. Fishes probably for.
So where do they do their photosynthesis? On the stem, right? So you notice that the cacti bodies are green, and they have right, like they're thicker. Yeah.
Probably get another burner out.
Yeah. What else do cacti have? Yeah. 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 Yeah, so like the structural support element as well. Yeah, it doesn't look and yeah.
Like, I need a snack, I need some water, maybe this plant will have some water inside of it. I try to bite down.
Succulents, right? So they're common, like succulent species are common houseplants. And the idea there is that they can store water in vacuoles. Where have we seen succulents before on this trip? Yeah, in the marsh, right? And what was the reason for the succulent tissues on the marsh? Yes, right?
Also the heat.
Yeah, so heat, tidal cycles, and then what else? One more thing. Salinity, right? So high salinity environment, it's again kind of a question of water conservation. So in that scenario, the two plants are evolving similar strategies to deal with sort of different but similar challenges. So the thing I wanted to show you all a picture of when we were talking about convergent evolution are euphorbs. Has anyone ever heard of the word euphorb, Euphorbiaceae? So commonly, folks will have, house plants that look like cacti, but they're yeah, EUPHORBIACE.
It's also been
Yeah, it's also on the phone. But yeah, so it's a whole other, family of plants, but they look so similar. Like, they're succulent and they look exactly like cacti. Like they're just completely different plants. Like they're totally different families. So again, that's an example of convergent evolution. Like these two different plant species have evolved the same characteristics to deal with the same environment. So both families have reduced leaves, thicker stems, and a thick waxy skin to help prevent bugs eating you or animals eating you. So an herbivore eats plants. So herbivory is when an animal eats a plant. Yeah, and euphorbs, they look really similar to cacti, but they have like other adaptations as well. So cool information about euphorbs, they have a toxic sap. So a good way to tell a euphorb from a cactus is if you break off a piece or one of the spines, you'll typically see like a white sap coming out, and some of the species it's like extremely toxic, and it can cause irritation of your mucous membranes, blindness, and it can even kill you. Yeah. And there, has anyone ever seen the poinsettia plant? Yeah, like at Christmas. Yeah, you know when you break those leaves and there's white sap that comes out. What's that? Yeah, right. Poisonous for animals, right? And so yeah, the poinsettia is also a euphorbia. So not all plants in the family Euphorbiaceae look like cacti, but there are a lot of popular ornamental plants that do. Yeah. So we've talked about. So these are. I want to come back to all this, but I wanted to talk also about waxy and resinous leaves. So, I mean, you see them everywhere. You know, if you're going around camp and you're just la la la, you know, breaking off leaves, you can see, you know, the thick tissue on the leaves. Sorry, that's like a tiny thing that probably can't.
Yeah, I was like,
You can touch the leaves at any time. But that is adaptation. A lot of medicinal. Laura,
It's really cool. They've got like, well, first of all, their leaves they smell really good, and I think they can be used for like medicinal purposes. But their roots are really cool because they have an adaptation where they like spread a toxin to like the area that surrounds them, and well, actually, that or they suck up the water.
no, they have like around their roots. They have like a resinous compound that prevents like competition.
Yeah, it basically prevents everything else from growing there, and they also can uptake water, I think, something faster than things that are around them, so it like prevents anything else from growing under or near them. And, they also spread out really quick and kind of occupy large areas, so like they'll like dominate the field, and they can like work together and keep other things from out competing them. So if you see a stand of creosote, they're pretty much all the same.
And they can be clonal as well. So similar to the Spartina, but these are slow growing plants. So Spartina, Max. So they have the waxy leaves. They and they produce a toxic sap for other plants. They've also been used. My understanding is, I'm sure they've been used in many ways, but one way I've heard that they've been used is as anti-parasites, and like some of the secondary compounds in creosote can be used, like are found to be more effective as anti-parasites than like pharmaceutical. And yeah, the oldest clonal ring of creosotes is thought to be over 11,700 years old.
Wow. Where is it at?
I'm not sure. But I know the range of the creosote is from basically the desert southwest of the U.S. to north central Mexico. So it's kind of all over that area. I'm not sure where that is.
They probably don't tell people.
Yeah.
That could be the world's oldest thing. It's like